Welcome to One Love Center for Spiritual Living. I am Reverend Rod, and I'm here with our wonderful guest today, Jay Cross. She's back. All right. With a wonderful energy, wonderful smile, wonderful wisdom. And just to let you know that we just love doing this. We love being available. We're talking today about blossoming into swaying. And if it doesn't seem like it makes sense, stick around because we're all swaying and we're all blossoming and we're going to put it all together for you. However, first, we're going to get into our opening song. And our opening song is Choosing Heaven. Remember, choose what heaven looks like for you this moment, this day, your life. And as I always say, what you choose for yourself, you're choosing for each other. Why? Because we're all one. One love, baby. So here we go. Choosing Heaven. Yes, choosing heaven. Whoa, what a wonderful day to start the day. And or whatever time of day it is for you. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good day. And yes, it is Reverend Rodney. And it's just my wonderful pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to One Love Center for Spiritual Living, whether you've been welcome before or this is your first time welcome. And so, just so you are fully aware, um, we we're on a mission. Like, isn't everybody on a mission? Well, One Love Center for Spiritual Living is on a mission. Our mission is to provide a stable and welcoming community for all who choose to learn, practice, grow, and play in the unfolding of their understanding of spiritual principles and spiritual living. These are universal principles. Okay, so they apply to everybody. And so we envision a world where for everybody as sacred environment where spiritual living flourishes through the continual growth and development of the learning and the application of spiritual principles, because that's what it's about. This is a spiritual life. We need to apply spiritual principles and use them and benefit from them. And so One Love Center practice compassion and service, love and action, and joyous, prosperous giving in the community. This is what we're about. And our community it's been lovingly created as a place of fellowship, meditation, prayer, sacred and healing service, musical celebration, classes, workshops, and spiritual film. And so, we also welcome anybody who's here for the first time and all those who are here for the second or third time or more. And so we recognize the splendor of the infinite divine spirit that is you. And so please know that we support you in being the best you choose to be in this glorious life. And so we say, welcome to a place where love grows. And you are love. And we grow in our spiritual awareness of life. And it's so wonderful that love grows with our greater understanding of these spiritual principles and how they use them. And we expand in our awareness and opening of the heart for love to flourish, to flow. And we're talking about this whole month about the flow of coming and going. And we are about to get prayed in because we like to stay prayed up. And we're going to get prayed in. We have our guest, Jay Cross, who's a youth director at Unity of Montclair. And so come on in, Jay, and take it away, Jay. And powerful presence. I just want to say we met at the People of African Descent New Thought Conference celebrating our soul. And she just jumped in and fit in and helped out. And yeah, I mean, this is a kind of spiritual awareness that it's infectious. So get ready. Take it
Thank
away.
you. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you for tilling the soil and getting us ready for this moment and this service. I invite us to take an inhale and exhale as we cleanse our body and our minds and settle in to this sacred space of stillness. Divine Creator, source of all that is, we come before you this morning with deep gratitude and love in our hearts. We are so grateful for the opportunity to explore our blossoming in this way. A reminder that you are always for us and never against us. Thank you for all those present on the broadcast, those watching, those yet to come, and in truth, all those who make this sacred service possible. We bless this service and enfold it with your light and love. We cover and bless every word spoken, every thought expressed, every song sung, every prayer offered, and every person participating. We pray that this service, which is simply the vessel through which your wisdom shines through, ignite the spark of remembrance within each person receiving today's message, trusting that each person receives the right and perfect message needed to support them on this human journey, this human experience. Together, we flood the service, this space with gratitude, knowing that where two or more are gathered, there we will feel the presence and energy in abundance of you our divine creator, supporter, protector, guider. We open our hearts and allow our love to flow freely, which is your love, and we know it is abundantly. We surrender to your constant guidance, your infinite wisdom, and your constant love. We release these words into the field of your constant abundance, knowing that it is done. We live and have our being in that field, and our words do not return to us void. It is done, and so it is. Ashe. Amen.
Ooh, woo! Prayed up. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. Thank you for that awesome prayer. And
Thank
this is
you.
what it's about. Um, it's about prayer. I don't care what religion, what organization, spiritual organization. It's about prayer. It's about that deep and divine contact with the one, the creator. And One Love Center has prayer professionals who are ready, willing, and able to remind you that spirit is full of power, charged, and already always within you for your immediate use. And we are here to remind you of that. We're here to put that into full effect. So we will do that. We ask that you use us, put in a request for prayer support, and you can send an email to revrod17@gmail.com, or you can call, I believe it's, oh, just skip my brain. Okay, come back. Okay, it's 844-295-5155, and all your requests for support are kept in the strictest of confidence. So we know that it's not going to be shared with anyone else. It's all there is the one mind, and we speak on the behalf or the behold of you with the one, as the one mind. So just use us. That's what we're here for, and we will most certainly put that prayer into action for 7 days. Let us know when the prayer is answered, which is important. So I thank all those who have said, hey, yeah, thank you, by the way. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we do. Also, we do not only thank you for your prayer requests, we thank you for your giving. We thank you for your support. We are grateful for your donations and your times. And please feel free to continue to do so. If you haven't, then we thank you in advance. You can make your offering through our website, One Love at onelovecenter.org. Or I'm sorry, our website is onelovecenter.org. And you can look for the donate button through PayPal, or you have to use your own device. Also, you can use the Cash Me app. It's $ One Love CSL. So thank you all. Thank you for allowing us to be here with you today, or whatever day you're watching this. And any day you're watching this is a great day to make a contribution. And thank you so much. Speaking of contributions, feel free to put something into the comment, or you're wondering what ways, how you can contribute, then put it in the comments in the chat, or send us an email at revrod17@gmail.com. So we are here today talking about blossoming in the swaying. You know, I I get that's cute. I really get the sensation that when I'm watching what's going on, with nature. It's a springtime in North America, and watching things blossoming. And like yesterday was nice warm day, and then all of a sudden the wind picked up and got cold. I was like, whoa, this reminds me of the talk. It was like just when everything seems cool, and yeah, I'm loving the weather, I'm loving the nice warm breeze, and all of a sudden it went from like 80 degrees down to 55 degrees, like in a couple of hours. So I'm like, wow, this is like life. This is life. just when we think, well, it's all together, it's all great, and life makes a turn, and what we're still swaying, we're still in the move of it. However, what's different, and one of the big things it reminds me of is what what can we do about it? What can we think about it? Which is a big part of this teaching as well. What do we think about what's happening? So we have Jay here, and I thank you, Jay, so much for being a part of it. And
My
so
pleasure.
we're going to talk about, like, in the face of the ongoing ebb and flow of life's changes, how can we flourish and bloom and still bloom? How do we find comfort in the discomfort and still be true to the truth of who we are? Because it's very easy to get off track, and
Mm-hmm.
forget that we are these divine beings, especially, when we're on the path. It's like it feels like you're never supposed to get off the path, you know. And so we're exploring being true to who we are, and opening the door, opening what we talk about, open at the top, have an open mind, open heart, open at the top, and blossoming in the swaying. So um yeah, let's we're gonna start first with a quote. I'm just gonna jump right in with the first quote, and we'll let you handle that, Jay.
Okay. In order to acquire anything in the universe, you have to relinquish your attachment to it. This doesn't mean you give up the intention to create your desire. You don't give up the intention and you don't give up the desire. You give up your attachment to the result, a very powerful thing to do. I might add a very challenging thing to do as well. It sounds easy, just release and let go, right? As the song says. But it's difficult in a world of uncertainty where we often feel out of control, and what we need to feel in control in order to feel secure and comfortable. So it is a challenging thing,
Mhm.
not easy, but that's the work of the practice, I think, the invitation of the practice.
Yeah, thank you for that. And that definitely can be challenging. However, challenges are like a test, and tests are meant to be passed
Yeah.
or completed. Or we have met the task. And I like to say that every test has an answer.
Hmm.
They don't make tests that don't have answers. When
Yeah.
you're in school and you're taking a test and you give it into the teacher, the teacher goes to the oh god, whatever they call that, the answer sheet, to check your answers. So the answers are already there,
Hmm.
and the answers for in our lives are already there. And it's so interesting to acquire anything. It's like we have to give up, our wanting of it, trying to make it happen and trying to hold on to the idea. It's like, yeah, but it says to let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the invitation, well, you know what, before I go into that, I'd like to speak on the thing about challenge. One of my favorite quotes that I always turn to is that we cannot climb a mountain if it was smooth, right? We need those peaks and
Mm-hmm.
valleys. And the challenges of
Mm-hmm.
life are the peaks and valleys that allow us to climb to the mountaintop of ourselves, right? To the mountaintop of our divinity. So anything in life is really I call them opportunities, to elevate ourselves. Is in any moment where we are challenged, is asking us, how are you going to show up in this moment? Are you going to trust me, meaning God, which is within us, or are you gonna how do I call it, submit to the adverse ego, the ego mind, this earthly idea of how things should be, right? So I do like the idea of what you expressed about challenges. They are a necessary part of a growth experience. And so
Yeah, I mean,
no, no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it reminds me of the little bird, or whatever animal in the egg.
Mm,
and its challenge is once it uses up all its supply of nutrients in the egg, it's got to break out.
yes.
And a lot of people will see something breaking out and they want to open the shell for that creature.
Yeah.
In reality, that creature has to break its way out, has to peck or break its way out to strengthen its neck or to strengthen its
Yeah.
wings on its own. Because
Yes.
if we do it for it, then it's not going to develop the strength it needs to get to that next stage, like
Exactly.
get out the shell and walk or fly or whatever it needs to do.
Yes.
And it's the same with us. We just can't sit back and have everybody do everything for us, because we're not developing our own, we're not living into our own purpose with everything that we already have
Yeah.
to develop and meet that challenge, to meet that purpose, to accomplish that goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No,
thank you so much for
absolutely.
that. Yeah.
And I think that it's challenging again in the world we live in where it tells us you don't have to go through any kind of pain. Here's a pill, right? Take this medicine and your headache will go away. Take this and your shoulder pain will go away. Your back pain will go away. Your knee pain, whatever it is, it's like there's an injection, a pill, something to alleviate pain. And even when we're dealing with the pain of loss, they still give you, oh, well, are you still, grieving that? Are you still, dealing with that pain? I don't think we give people the grace and our people, our bodies, our minds to really go through the breaking, right? The breaking of ourselves because it has been labeled as something bad, and we want to avoid it. We want to avoid breakage. Where breakage is, I think is, what's his name? Cohen, who says, where we break is where the light comes in, you know?
Hmm.
As
Yes.
one of his songs, right? It's like, and it's so true. Like everything requires breakage for growth. We did not come into this world without breakage, right? We had to break the sack where we were in order to come into forming this world. We have to break through each stage of childhood. A seed does not become a tree unless it breaks the shell. How do you get popcorn? It has to break in order for anything to grow. I'm serious. Like nature is our greatest teacher, but I think we have been so removed from the truth that is constantly available around us, right? That we've lost it. We've lost that direction of and have labeled breaking as bad rather than being in the sway of it, right? Being in the flow of it. When we're in the flow, that is when we blossom. And I wanted to highlight because I know some people use the word blossom and bloom interchangeably, but they are great distinctions, right? Bloom
Mhm.
is when we're in
Oh,
full maturity. When we have bloomed, the flower, the whatever is in full maturity. That's when the fruit has come out, right? Blossoming is when we are still in transition, when we're still learning, when we're still developing, when we're still growing. So that to me, that's a beautiful thing because when you've bloomed, where else is there to go? That's when it falls in on itself, and that's the last stage. We are, as long as we have life, we are constantly blossoming, and it's to be in that sway of the flow of life that gets us to the
mhm.
higher level.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, ooh, I hope all you all caught that, and if not, watch it again, okay? Because that was beautiful, and it's. Oh, by the way, thank you, Lita, for being here with us, and Lita Perez. She
Hi,
also
Lita.
helps out in the back, and she just came back from a however, it's so important to not fear the challenge or the change, which a lot of us, we're going through pain. It's like to get to the other side of pain, we're gonna have to make a breakthrough,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it's so scary and it hurts. There's look, yes, it hurts. And so much so it feels like it's a mental pain and headache. It hurts in the physical. It's like it's affecting my body. It's affecting emotionally. It's and so yeah, it seems natural to fear it, and that's okay. Just don't let it stop you. Don't let it stop us. We don't let it stop us. We go through it. We break through it, whatever that whatever that is, you know.
Mhm.
And so that's so important to remember that the peaks and the valleys. It's all a part of it. It's all a part of the process. And so thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just love the way you put all of that. Yeah. So let's look at another quote.
Mhm.
Mm. It says, we must consciously know that we can use creative power. The more completely, the more complete acceptance on our part, the more completely we shall be able to use this power for definite purposes. That's the Ernest Holmes, Science of Mind, page 401, Science of Mind text. For those of you who don't know, Ernest Holmes is the founder of Science of Mind and Spirit, religious science. Now we call it Centers for Spiritual Living. And yes, what a freedom to know that there's a power that we can use, and that power is creative. It doesn't mean that we make it happen, but we can use that power. And the more we accept it, that this power is available for our use, the more we're able to use it for a definite purpose. And I want to add positive purpose. Of course, people use that same power in a negative way, but we're talking about in a positive way for that's life affirming for all. Because listen, karma is a is a spiritual law. And however you use your power, it's gonna come back. You sow. That's just a part as a part of it. So consciously using the creative power. We're not the source. We're not saying I am the source of the creative power, but we can use it. And how do we use it? We use it with our thought, the creative mind, and we are of that creative mind, and we allow ourselves to focus on it. So anyway, did you want to mention anything about that?
You know, this is a really powerful quote because it takes me to some of the how I labeled the great teachers, right? When we think of Muhammad and Buddha and Jesus, they showed us how to consciously use creative power um, to support us, right? And they did it in such a complete way. Like when I think of this quote made me think of Jesus and Lazarus, right? If you guys are familiar with the story, like Mary sent this urgent message to Jesus, come quickly, Lazarus has died. And Jesus like, yeah, okay. I'm just gonna finish what I'm doing here and then I'm gonna come. Because he already knew. He already knew. And in his praying, like when he went to Lazarus, he's like, okay, God, I know I don't need to say all of this out loud, but I'm saying it on behalf of the people so they know how to do it, right? Like in the story. And so when he said, Lazarus, rise, you know what I'm saying? He consciously knew and he believed it completely. He didn't go begging God. He didn't say, please hear my call. He just knew that innately that divine power flows through him and he can tap into it at any moment. We are all the faucets, right? I'm a faucet, you're a faucet, we are all a faucet. It's whether or not we have the tap turned on or turned off. But that power is waiting there to be released. And Jesus, Buddha, Muhammad, Krishna, all of them have tapped into that innate power and allowed it to flow like completely. There is no doubt when the for the feeding of the multitude, right, with Jesus, the 5 loaves and how many fish, or 5 fish and how many loaves, he didn't say, oh my God, how am I gonna feed these people? He's like, thank you. And it was done. Is this complete trust and understanding, right? So I am telling you, I've gone through my own physical like health challenge, and I am telling you, Rodney, I said, um, I went to God and I'm like, nah, whatever my body created, it can uncreate and heal. And the doctors were trying to tell me one thing, my family were trying to tell me another thing, but I was so rooted in the practice because I've heard the stories of what's her name? Johnny Coleman, and I've heard the stories from Louise Hay, and I've heard the story from Wayne Dyer, and they have done the practice, and I've seen the result, right?
Mhm.
So I am no different. I have that available to me. And so it's to put it into practice and know beyond a shadow of a doubt that, again, God is always for me and never against me. And so if I tap into that, right, my body is the vessel through which the divine has this human experience, and no illness can take root here, right? Anything that shows up is a malignancy in my practice, my thought, whatever, and it's the way my body communicates to me in its only way, in a way that allowed me to pay attention and listen, right? So I tapped into that, and I'm here. I am here. So
And that's a powerful message. You see, that's the powerful message of all of the saints, all of the, the anointed ones, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna. It all means the same thing. Like, we have
Ernest
shown
Holmes,
you that this
let's
is the way to do it.
yes.
Follow this way. Be like me. Yeah, Ernest Holmes. Yeah, they're all of them. They're like, hey, this is what we've discovered. It's been here all the time. We didn't make it. We didn't invent it. We
Mhm.
use it. You use it. I love the story about Jesus, the resurrection,
Yeah.
and so okay, I'm off. I'm good. I'm done. I've done everything I can do. And but what happens? He comes back. He comes back because the disciples weren't doing what they were supposed to do, which is teach
Mhm.
what he taught them. So that's really what it's about. I mean, disciples, you're it's a discipline. You're applying what you have learned, and
Yeah.
it's the same thing today. This spiritual awareness, this spiritual education, this knowledge, this wisdom of the ages, it is available. It didn't just happen, for instantly with Jesus. It didn't happen
Mhm.
instantly with Muhammad or Moses or any of it. It was like always available from ancient Egypt and before and wherever in a planet. And it's our job to make use of this wisdom, ageless wisdom. And thank you so much for putting it that way. It's like, yeah,
Mhm.
without a doubt, no doubt. It's like, take up your cot next. It's like, yeah, we are always making it available. It's been made available to us. It's been made
Mhm.
available to each and every one of us. Some people just, it's innate. They just know it. They're true to who they are. They, without question, without worry, without doubt, without fear. And even if there is fear, they do it anyway. They go through it. So let's bring up another quote. Thank you.
You're welcome. Before we start this other quote, I wanted to add, if we are of a mind, if I say to you, Rodney, no, I believe God is my source, I am the abundant expression of God, but my thoughts and action are out of alignment, right? They cancel each other out. You cannot say, okay, God, you know what? I believe you're capable of moving the mountain. And when I wake up in the morning, that mountain will be moved. And you wake up in the morning and the mountain is still there. And you're like, see, I knew it. You can't say that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Then what thought were you holding in mind? Your words are one thing, right? But and
Mm-hmm.
it is said that speech without faith is empty. Like, how can you expect something when in your heart you're thinking, no, when I wake up in the morning, the mountain is there, and you're like, see, I knew it. Of course you knew it. So you have just created that reality for yourself. But if you hold in mind the removal of that mountain and you wake up in the morning and the first picture in your mind is a picture of one where the mountain is removed, and the mountain being whatever challenge, whatever problem, I'm talking about, whatever ailment. Do not wake up, do not claim things for yourself that you do not want. You're like praying to God, please remove this arthritis. But then you tell my friend, yeah, my arthritis. You're creating a home for it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
keep claiming it. You understand what I'm saying? You holding into
Yes.
it, and our words have power. I am, we know the information about the I am and what is mine. And if you're claiming things like, yeah, my cancer, my blah, blah, blah. Look at Johnny Coleman. She didn't call it cancer because she knew the power, the mental power of the masses, meaning people, around that word, right? Or whatever her ailment with. She named it what? The googly moogly or kunkly wonkly, something like that. A word that had no power. So she could deal with it and eradicate it, right?
Yeah.
So we must be very mindful of the thoughts held in mind, because what they produce after their kind, and they outform into our lives, and then say, well, I've been doing the practice and I believe, but if your thoughts and your action and your word, like your unconscious words are out of alignment, that is what you're creating.
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yeah.
sorry.
Thank you so much. And again, there's plenty of nuggets dropped there, golden nuggets. And here's another thing: whenever we're having a conversation with ourselves or anyone else, there's a dangerous word that can creep in, and it's called "but."
Yes.
But just disrupts everything. It's like you just drop some seeds, but you just
Mm-hmm.
pick them up again. So we always have to remember you keep your butt out of it. Okay, so let's go. Thank you. Oh, powerful.
I love that. Keep your butt out. Oh gosh. Yes.
Let's go to the next quote.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. So it goes, not what you do, but how you do what you do determines whether you are fulfilling your destiny. And how you do what you do is determined by your state of consciousness. I could totally, yes, A New Earth, fantastic book.
Mhm.
Yes. Not what you do, but how you do what you do. Yes.
And it's all about the state of conscious awareness. It's like
Mm-hmm.
there are people on the planet who go through life and they seem clueless. I mean, they seem like they have blinders and they're not paying attention to what's going on in their own life.
Yeah.
And so it's really important that, and we teach in New Thought, in metaphysical teachings, to pay attention to the thoughts, and
Mm-hmm.
and 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 we can take a look at, well, where is my state of consciousness? Or my expectations low? I mean, I'm talking about positive expectations,
Mm-hmm.
or am I just coming from a place of, oh, it's never going to work out. Oh, I don't care what happens, or whatever way the wind blows, or are we living intentionally? Are we living like, yeah, my destiny, let me fulfill my destiny and let me trust in the power, trust in the source, trust in the mind that is giving me the ideas anyway. Let me move forward that way with a state of conscious awareness. So,
Yes.
I'm really grateful for Eckhart Tolle in A New Earth for that. And
Yeah.
these are not new teachings, but go ahead.
No, it's definitely not new teaching. And that first line, not what you do, but how you do what you do determines whether you're fulfilling your destiny, which is determined by your state of consciousness. Now, for me, I would say I have my state of consciousness is one of growth and the desire to really live fully from my Christ self, right? So, which means if I want to do that, I have to be mindful of my words, and then not only my words, my thoughts, my actions, but also self correct, right? So be aware and then self correct. I see where I falter all the time, and then I could laugh at myself. And I'm like, oh man, I could have done that differently, And I don't just say I could have done that differently. I imagine how I would do it differently, living from that place, because my consciousness is that one of growth and one where I live fully from my Christ nature. And if I'm living fully from my Christ nature, what does that look like for me? How would I show up? And in moments when I am out of alignment with that, I am fully aware of it and I could admit it, because that's the only way I can grow, right? First I admit it and then I ask myself, well, how could I have done it differently? So that and let me tell you something, God always provides the opportunity for us to practice. Like if you say today, Rodney, you know what? I want to learn how to release and let go. Trust me, God will put all the opportunities in your way. And if you're out of alignment, right? Depending on your consciousness, you might be like, why me? Why me? Because You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a consciousness
Because
of,
we asked for it.
yes, yes. But if you're depending on your consciousness, you might cry, why me? Versus, for me. Yes, God, for me,
Mm.
for me. And which brings us back to the topic that you were talking today, right? Blossoming in the sway. You know, what happens, what causes the sway, right? Wins of life, opportunities, challenges, whatever you want to call it, stresses, whatever. You know, I use words of empowerment for me. So I would never say a stress, I would say opportunity or a challenge, because I love a good challenge, you know.
All right.
These are things that bring me joy, you know. So I use those kind of words in order to address the wins that cause me to sway, you know. And in swaying, when we see things swaying, they're not breaking,
Mm-hmm.
right? They're in the flow because they know they're in the flow. And you see, and being in the flow is really nice.
There is something happening. Just think about, okay, it's pollen season. A lot of people have problem with the pollen, but what does that mean? That means that there are seeds, there's pollen, there's things that are helping growth in the air that has to go from one place to another place. Because if there's no wind and nothing changes, then they don't get to do what they're supposed to do. You know, they're supposed to pollinate other flowers, other plants, and ensure growth, you know, for a greater good that we can't necessarily see right now. You know, so the winds of change means that nothing stays stagnant, nothing, you know, it actually adds to stability in a sense.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, we don't want to curse the wind. You know, it's like, as you say, what is for me? You know, what is this change bringing for me? And you know what? We may not ever get a direct answer. You know, I just got to call it good. You know, I just like, yeah, I listen, the pollen is going to pollinate some flowers, and then the bees are going to get the you know, the pollen from the plants, and then they're going to make honey, and eventually it's going to get to me one way or the other, you know, and get to all of us. and
Yes.
and and so we stop thinking that it's this small little circle. You know, it's like a whole wide, at least on this planet, you know, and we can go even further, but on this planet, there is that circulation of energy, and it shows up as the wind and the rain and the, and listen, mountains move. We may not perceive it, but nothing stays the same. You know,
No.
it could be a rock, and guaranteed that shift in ways that we can't even notice. It looks
Hmm.
exactly the same. There's always movement with molecules and atoms, and everything is moving. Nothing is complete. Even things that you want to call dead, there's still something going on within it.
Yes.
So, you know, just want to point that out. Do we have another quote, or are we moving? We're going to the affirmations.
Hmm.
So we're going to have
Before we
and
go
how
to
we do
the
affirmations,
sorry,
and we're going to
before
say it
we do the
again.
affirmation, before we do
Yes,
the
yes,
affirmation, I just want to
yes,
say one additional thing about swaying and plants.
yes.
If anybody knows things about plants, when the wind moves a plant, it actually causes the root to trigger the root to grow.
Mhm.
I don't know if people know this.
Yeah,
Yeah, and the deeper the root grows, that's the way it gets more nutrients, right? It actually, and so it keeps it grounded and allows it to really not break, but and not be uprooted, and be at the whim of the winds, but really, you know, to be um to be gentle and to sway, and it's a beautiful thing. So I just wanted to
yeah,
point that out. When we are in the winds of things, it causes, it's an invitation for us to really settle into the practice. That's what it is. It's an opportunity really for us to put our roots, really let the roots of the practice really settle into us so that it can support us in this human experience. Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. There's a whole bunch of affirmations in that. So, thank you.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to the affirmation with the breath, and
Yes.
you go first. Invite each one.
Um, are we reading the Spanish and the English or just the
Now,
English?
just read the English.
Okay. So I invite us to take an inhale and exhale as we say this affirmation. It is so that today I surrender to the presence of God within me as me.
Okay, do that again. Take a breath, everyone.
Inhale. A cleansing breath. It is so that today I surrender to the presence of God within me as me.
Take a breath. It is so that I am growing in the recognition of who I am.
Mhm.
Take a breath. It is so that I am growing in the recognition of who I am.
Take a breath. It is so that whatever my talent, I am being true to it. I embody the best expression of myself, making my life full, and the world vibrates and flourishes in the same tune of love.
Mm.
We're going to do that again. Take a breath. Inhale. It is so that whatever my talent, I am being true to it. I embody the best expression of myself, making my life full, and the world vibrates and flourishes in the same tune of love.
And so it is, and
And,
now it is.
and so it is.
Yes,
And now it is.
yes,
Ashe.
wonderful. Thank you, thank you. All
Yes.
right, so Jay is going to be in the background for a moment. A a treatment for this time together for this session that we, and this is just going to, it's like having our feet in the ground. It's going to get our roots strong in what we've just been uncovering and discovering and sharing. And so knowing that all there is one power, one presence, one life, the creator, the source of all that is, everywhere there is no spot where the creator is not. There's no spot where God is not. God is everywhere. And so I am knowing that is true right here and now for each and every one present, no matter when you're watching this or listening to this. Yeah. And so, how wonderful it is to know that the winds of change are happening all the time. Even if it doesn't seem windy, change is happening. Change is happening within, in our own mind, in our thoughts, in our beliefs, in our awareness, our conscious awareness of life, of truth, and knowing that we get to support it with conscious use of our words, of our beliefs on a positive level for the greater good. Knowing that, yes, I claim greater good in the name of health, that the true listening of the voice of the divine in every cell of the body, and that says yes, it knows what to do, how to do it, when to do it, and we simply allow it to be, allow us to rise up in conscious awareness of the truth of who we are, and the truth of who we are in our activities, our success, our endeavors. Now we say yes to knowing that everything is supplied for us to achieve that desire, to reach our potential, to fulfill our potential, to fulfill our purpose. And that all that is necessary, whether it is money, which is another activity of God, activity of the divine, there's all forms of life, all forms of energy is all from the divine, and money is no different. That all that is necessary, that takes money, that requires money, that money is available for us to be and to do what is necessary for us to get to have the life that we are here to live, to fulfill our purpose, God doesn't hold back. The divine doesn't hold back. The creator says, how can I support my creations? And we allow ourselves to be open to receive. Yes. And so I know that this is true as far as relationships, in our relationship with ourselves, our relationship with the divine, our relationship with God, our relationship with each other as one, that it is all acts of love that say yes in the midst of change, in the midst of the swaying, that we are grounded, firmly grounded in the truth of who we are, so we get to relate to one another from that place of faith and trust without doubt, knowing that, yes, I am who I am is of the one, as we all are. And so for that reason, there is every reason to be in love with one another, to know the truth about one another, regardless of whether anybody else seems to know it or not. Doesn't matter, because all there is one. We operate from the one mind and release the veil, release the barriers, have them dissipate into nothingness from whence they came, and see the true nature of who we are and why we are right where we are. And so I speak this word knowing it is already bringing forth great manifestations, that there is great realizations that is happening right now. Folks hearing this for the first time and wondering, what am I listening to? And knowing deep within that it is the truth. And so I release this word knowing it is so. And I affirm it and invite each one to join me in knowing that it is so, and so it is, and now it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, it's about prayer. It's about allowing ourselves to know the truth and live from the truth. And we are prayer professionals, myself and Ellen Suazo. Thank you so much, Ellen, behind the scenes, doing such a wonderful job. We are ready. We are willing and able to remind you that spirit is the power, full of power, charged and already always within you for your immediate use. And this is what we do. Use us. You use us for your prayer. And if you don't use us, use somebody. You don't have to do this all alone. It's not about take two, call me in the morning. It's like we will help know the truth about you, whatever situation that you go through. So how do you use us? Use us by contacting us. Send an email to revrod17@gmail.com, or you can call 844-295-5155. And please know that your prayer requests are kept in the strictest of confidence. That means when Ellen gets a prayer request, she doesn't tell me about it, and I don't tell Ellen about a prayer request. We keep it confidential, and we will pray for 7 days. So let us know when that prayer has been answered. Okay? Or we'll just stop at 7 days, because we know the answer is already there. Just like any test, any challenge, the answer is already there before it's even put out there. So, let us know this about whatever situation. As I like to say, and always say, if there's so much joy going on in your life and you don't know how to handle it, send us an email, give us a call, and we will pray. We'll know that within you, there is more than enough to handle whatever you're going through. So definitely make use of us. So also, we want to give thanks to everyone who has been helping to support One Love Center, and through your financial giving and through your heartfelt giving in the ways that you do. We have people who give through service, and that way we can not only support what we do here, but we also support by giving financially in other ways to other organizations, because it all comes around. It all goes around. It's the flow of coming and going, and it is a wonderful opportunity. And so we're grateful. You can give through the website. You go to onelove.org, onelovecenter.org, and click on donate. You can do it through PayPal, or you can use the Cash Me app, which is $OneLoveCSL. So thank you for your giving. We have affirmations of abundance to assist you in the consciousness of receiving and giving. So, yes, Ellen, I hear you. So, put your hand over your heart. Feel that vibration. Feel that energy, that love energy. This is how we give and receive. And we have the affirmation of abundance that says money, as one of many gifts of spirit, is good. And as I share my offerings, I know that I am actively creating a space to receive more gift, more money, and more good. I am grateful for the ability to give and for the good work these gifts do in our center and in our world. And now it is. Thank you. Thank you. And we do have some announcements, I believe. And we are requesting a member for technical assistance in managing our broadcast. You can contact me at revrod17@gmail.com, or you can call 844-295-5155 to be of service. Bless you and thank you. And if you don't get anybody live, leave a message. However, you don't have to be a member. You can be a friend. You can be someone who wants to get into something powerful and support through some selfless service. It doesn't have to be all the time, every time. But and we do training. We like show you how to get involved, and you never know. So it might be you, maybe somebody you know. Okay. Also, what comes up a lot of times when we are recognizing our state of consciousness, there might seem to be a barrier or a block or something that some limiting thought that just don't seem to get away. Like we just say the word "but" so much, and like, whoa, wait, what do I do? Well, we have a class called Beyond Limits. Move into living beyond your limiting beliefs by registering for our class, Beyond Limits. Go to our website, onelovecenter.org/events. Let us know that you have an intention to live beyond whatever limits that have holding you back, even if you don't even realize it's been holding you back. If you realize that something's holding me back or something seems to be limiting, check into this, okay? And you're not alone. It happens all the time. And there is an answer. There is a cure. There's a fix, and it's on the spiritual level, okay? And these classes just really work out. Also, you can invite your community to have a collective practice. The day of stillness, it can happen at any time. To create a space where participants can experience the power of stillness and silence through various spiritual practices, allowing them to reconnect with their true essence amid life's constant changes, among the swaying. Sometimes you don't have to sway alone. You're in a field of oneness, and everybody's swaying and everybody's getting firmly planted into the ground, and just in the stillness, because sometimes people want to go, oh my God, like the disciples and Jesus in the boat. They're like, oh, there's a storm, and it's like, yeah, this is just a time to sway. Jesus is like, peace, be still. This is normal. This is natural. Don't worry, don't shout, don't fear. We're okay. And it's the same thing. You don't have to go through it alone. And more importantly, you don't grow through it alone. And we have a highlighted community, CSL Chapala. And this is at the Center for Spiritual Living, Chapala, in Jalisco, Mexico. And I got to let you know, they're a wonderful, dynamic community. I've been there and I'm going back. So you have a wonderful convention coming up, and Convention of the Americas, and it's not just in Spanish and English, and you'll just have a wonderful time. And they are a powerful community, and they are growing. As there's so many communities outside of these borders, they are catching on to the spiritual teaching. So I think that's it for the announcements right now. And I'm going to bring Jay back. And any closing remarks before our closing prayer and ending song? Okay, there you are. Yes. So, any final words before we go into prayer? Oh, you're muted, Jay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I just invite everyone to focus on that word, blossoming, you know? If you play an instrument, you're blossoming into that master player through practice, right? And the practice is the sway. To become a ballerina, you have to, it's everything is just practice and is an invitation for us to grow and embrace. And when we, whatever we are facing, we're not going through it alone, you know God is always with us and is actually for us and is supporting us. And it's when we change our consciousness into that place of for me, not against me, that we're able to see the light and the path and the beauty of the blossoming.
Awesome. Yes, we are. And it's interesting because the blossoming really doesn't end.
No.
There is that ongoing process of becoming and becoming and becoming, and it
Yes.
transcends whatever we might want to call a physical life on this planet.
Yes.
There's so much more that meets the eye. What's that like? Oh, that's
Mhm.
Transformers. Okay, but we're transforming in our blossoming.
I mean, in Buddhism, that's why you have the wheel, right? And it's
Yeah,
because it's that, the constant becoming,
yeah.
regardless, whether in this life or the next life or the next life, regardless of what anything is, it's like we're constantly working on ourselves. And there's no such thing as perfection. Perfection is death, because then there's nothing else to achieve. There's nothing else to do. So we are life, and life is constantly evolving, is constantly blossoming, and that's a beautiful thing to be, I think, because it welcomes something new for us in any given moment. And yeah.
Yes, yeah, and we're just and that's the thing. We get to be open to it.
Yeah.
So let us go into prayer.
Hmm.
Benediction. We are benedicting our way out of here. Good word. And the good word is yes. Open-minded, conscious awareness of truth. There's only one power, and that power is available for use right here, right now, as we ground ourselves in the awareness of that power. We set our roots deep into the earth, into the new earth, into the conscious awareness of truth of who we are. And give thanks for knowing that we can move forward each and every moment of each and every now moment, each and every day. Knowing that no matter how hard the wind blows, we are rooted in spirit. We are rooted in God. We are rooted in this one life, physically, metaphysically, consciously, the mind of God. We are never alone in our swaying, that we grow through it, grow with it, in it, as it. It's all a part of our process. And I pass my word to Jay.
Yes. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to connect this morning and really delve deeply into the topic of blossoming in this way. I think it's so important that we keep our eye focused on the truth of this human experience, that we are divine beings having a human experience. And when we tap into the truth, we can effortlessly be in this way, welcoming it with grace and gratitude and peace and joy, knowing that it is always for us and never against us. We are the forces, the emissaries of the divine creator. We are the vessels through which the our creator has this human experience.
Yes.
And it allows us to get to the top of the mountain through the sway, through the experience, through the challenges, through the opportunities of life.
Yes.
And we do this not alone, but together with all the divine expressions of itself. For we are all God in form and expression, carrying each other home in love, in love. And we say amen. And thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. Thank you. Ashe.
And so it is, and now it is.
And now it is.
Right on.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, Sherry, for joining in as well. And Lita, and if there's anybody.
Ellen, thank you, Ellen.
And Ellen, thank you, Ellen. And Raul Gonzalez, thank you. And Melissa. Hey, Melissa. Hey, all right, everyone, for joining in the party. Please remember to share this video, to share this recording. Okay, you can share it through YouTube or Facebook Live or Facebook. So thank you all for your presence, for your energy. And we have a wonderful song. And and thank you, Jay, for selecting it. And here we go. See it on the other side of the song. I'll get it.
Every morning I rise, eyes on the prize, purpose in my stride, no disguise, no lies. Destiny's calling, I ain't stalling, I'm all in. Building my legacy, can't you see I'm falling? Life tried to break me, shake me, but I'm still here. Vision so clear, I got nothing to fear. Steps ordained, I maintain my lane. Hustle in my veins, purpose in my brain. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Haters gonna hate, but they just fuel my fire. Climbing higher and higher, I never tire. Challenges come, but I'll face them with grace. Determined and strong, I'm running this race. Purpose driven, every move is divine. In the darkness I shine, my soul's alive. Manifesting greatness, I'm on my grind. Unstoppable force, I'm one of a kind. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Purpose is my guide, I won't be denied. With every stride, I feel alive. Overcoming, thriving, I won't hide. In my purpose, I confide. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. So here I stand, purpose in my hand. Living out my plan, in this promised land. Walking in my truth, I'm the proof you see. Purpose in my stride, forever free. Life tried to break me, shake me, but I'm still here. Vision so clear, I got nothing to fear. Steps ordained, I maintain my lane. Hustle in my veins, purpose in my brain. Purpose is my guide, I won't be denied. With every stride, I feel alive. Overcoming, thriving, I won't hide. In my purpose, I confide. Walking in my purpose, can't nobody stop me. Every single step, I'm becoming who I'm meant to be. Focused on my path, I'm the one, I'm the key. Living out my dreams, yeah, I'm walking in my destiny. Purpose is my guide, I won't be denied. With every stride, I feel alive. Overcoming, thriving, I won't hide. In my purpose,
Mm.
We are
Awesome.
walking in our destiny. It is already ordained. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And we are
Yes.
the key. We're the ones
We're
to
the key.
that turn on the faucet or turn off the faucet. God is
That's right.
already here and ready. God is
That's it.
ready for us. Just
And there is space to be
yeah,
all that you are meant to be.
everything.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Take it. Dominion. I have dominion over my life.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Jay.
You're welcome,
Thank you,
Ron.
everybody.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Lita. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, everybody, for being a part of this wonderful session. And we'll do it again next week. Blessings. See you soon.
Peace and blessings.